And then I finally had my meeting with the Inner Earth people. It was just a story I had read on the smart glass pad, and other than, I really didn't know what had happened with the Mayan group. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know they were an Inner Earth group. So my first experience was meeting Kari here. She's they put in their Inner Earth Virgin Priestess. She's a Inner Earth Priestess who I guess happens to be a virgin. She's over 130 years old. When I interfaced with her, I was able to glean that. And her people, they live much, much longer than that, over 1,000 years. The first time I met, they actually teleported me down there with really no warning. Since then, they started using this ability they have. It's kind of like teleconferencing, but it's all occurring telepathically. And you would appear in this area that David Wilcock dubbed the construct, I guess from the Matrix. It's the area that's all white, and we'll sit at a table and meet, or have a quick meeting, and then it's over. So sometimes I'm teleported down there, but most often recently it's meetings in what we're calling the construct. I met 7 different groups when I was down the first time, and the fact that these 7 groups were coming together was unprecedented. They don't normally associate or work together, but a lot had been going on with people from Earth using new scalar type of weapons and striking deep in the Earth to try to get to them. And they were having some issues with some non-human groups that they do battle with from time to time, that things were starting to get hot for them. So they were meeting as sort of an emergency kind of meeting. And the Anshar group had a Saturn symbol that they wore. And depending which group they were, they had a different stone in each area of the amulet. There were some that looked very much like this, that had dark hair. And a completely different group that most of them they had blonde hair or sandy brown hair. And then the third group that Kari came from, that they were almost albino, completely white hair, and they had blue eyes, and they were all very pale. And their eyes are just barely larger than us. Every once in a while you see a person that has just very large eyes and they get your attention. I mean, it's only that mild of a difference. This group here, a lot of, since I've announced them and talked about them, a lot of people have had negative energy feelings from them. This group is mostly based, believe it or not, on Venus. And they have enclaves here on Earth as well, but they're sort of militaristic, and they're very serious about guarding the treasures on Venus. So that's what they do. But the other Inner Earth groups seem to also, I wouldn't say didn't like them, but they didn't really seem to trust them. Kind of kept an eye on them. And then we had a very Asian-looking group. Now, a lot of people, they've seen on the internet this mission that supposedly happened where they went to the moon, found a craft, and found beings in stasis inside of them. And one of them they dubbed the Mona Lisa. She had a bump here on her forehead, and a lot of people are thinking that they could be from the same group. And I don't know, she'd been in space and in stasis, if that was real, for a long time. They look a little bit different than that. They had a very strong Asian look look to them. And there was another group that had, it's kind of like how under your skin you see your vein, the blue vein. All of their skin was that exact same color. And they had more of a, kind of a look from like they were from India or that area. They were all speaking back and forth what I was told was a pre-Akkadian language, very strange, different sounding than what you would hear if you were a linguist. It would stand out very much. And there was an African-looking group that had a very strong, loving presence about them. It was, I mean, you could really feel it. David was surprised when I told him about this because there are a lot of aspects of the people in the secret space program that are prejudiced. They have, I guess, issues, and they were trying to convince David that outside of the planet that there are no African-looking people, which is absolutely wrong. And this is the Anshar group that I've gotten to know the best. Here's the blonde-looking ones. Same amulet. This is the group here that they had a space fleet, or a fleet of spacecraft that are very formidable, that they call the Silver Fleet. And I have no idea if they are associated with the other groups that have a Silver Fleet.